To all 15 of the people who saw my last video, thank you for watching it. It was a bit disheartening to see that only 15 people had seen that video, but also it feels a bit ridiculous to say only 15 people watched my video. It's like, it's still cool that people have seen my video. Honestly, I'm not that happy with how that video turned out. It was my first time doing a video like that format before. Let's get into my 2026 New Year's goals. I feel like a lot of people are feeling this right now, especially if you are a smaller content creator. Posting online is just really weird right now, and everything is so algorithmic based, and if you don't happen to hit that sweet spot with algorithm, then all of that hard work that you're putting in probably won't get seen by many people. So that's great. Last year, I had a goal to upload more YouTube videos, but I just got really, well, first of all, I got kind of busy with my own personal life. I was figuring out my job situation, and now I'm in a little bit more of a stable job. Another big factor of me not posting was just how exhausting it is to be online, and I had my Pinterest pics, my art prompt video, and then all of the chaos with Pinterest and AI happened. Now there's even talks of, I forget what generative AI company was in talks of acquiring Pinterest. I don't even know if that's an actual thing that's going to happen, but there are talks of that happening. So it's like a generative AI company could be taking over Pinterest. A lot of content is made to cause outrage, be divisive, and just like rage bait kind of stuff. It's hard to navigate that when you're a really small creator. And so I just didn't upload any videos. I also feel like my mentality around uploading videos was to make it a full-time job, because it's like you see all of these more established creators being able to live a more flexible life and having more flexible income. And a lot of people are wanting that, including myself. But having the great privilege of being in a stable job right now, I'm not as concerned with making content creation my full-time job. My mentality in the past has definitely been taken up with how I can get more followers and stuff like that. It took a lot of the spirit and the creativity out of making content. And like I have an Instagram account. At a couple of points, I've considered trying to upload posts to Instagram on a more consistent basis, trying to up my following and gain more traction online. I just never ended up doing it. I think I'm getting more to a place of, I don't think I will go back to Instagram. But yeah, and so all of that rambling aside, I don't want to focus on growing. I don't want to focus on making content for an algorithm, getting the max amount of views that I can. My 2026 overall theme for my general life is to just have fun. And I'd like to try doing that with YouTube and just making stuff that is genuinely fun for me, allowing myself to have fun with things again and not trying to make it into some type of side hustle or job and trying to make money off of it. Like, I just want to have fun. Last year, I did a New Year's Eve bingo card, and it's an idea that I got from a friend of mine. Shout out Sammy for giving me this idea. I wrote down just like little things that I would like to do. Like, and there were some big things too. One of them being having my own art booth, and I actually did that last year, and it was absolutely terrifying having an art booth on the sidewalk of New York City. You know, I didn't make a ton of sales, but the people that did come up were super nice. It was really good exposure therapy, and it's the first time I've ever sold my artwork before. I wasn't able to get an actual bingo, but to me, I wasn't as concerned with that. It's more so I was kind of surprised how much more I was able to mark off of my bingo card, because I feel like a lot of times I set these New Year's goals. I usually don't end up accomplishing any of them. Recently saw a video from Sam Does Art. Love his channel if you haven't heard of him, definitely go check him out. He came out with a video talking about good art goals that you can set for yourself. Some of these goals that I have are inspired by Sam Does Art's video. So I feel like I have never been able to keep up a consistent drawing habit, and I don't know if that's just like normal with artists. One of my more specific goals that I have this year is finishing one sketchbook, because I have literally never finished a sketchbook in my entire life. I may have gotten like a little bit close. Also learned last year that I personally do much better with a small sketchbook. If you guys have any recommendations for small square sketchbooks, I would love them. There was like very few options that came up for me. The one that I did find, the papers are kind of thin, they're like not that great, so I can kind of get away with gluing some of them together if I need to, because you know the markers bleed through and stuff. But I actually feel like I can finish that sketchbook because it doesn't feel so daunting and overwhelming to finish the pages. I'm not a big drawer in terms of actual size. Like, I don't draw very big. I actually draw kind of small. Trying to fill up a massive sketchbook, which if you've seen any of my past videos where I've done like a draw with me, I have like that massive red sketchbook. I have barely filled it because it's so overwhelming. It takes so much more effort on my part to fill it. I've found that filling smaller sketchbook pages is so much easier and also so much more satisfying for me too. And so I can actually feel myself finishing a sketchbook this year, which is so exciting for me. I don't know if it's exciting for you, but one of the examples that Sam Does Arts made for a goal is setting aside a certain amount of time on a certain skill set that you're not very good at. I wanted to try and set aside, let's see, I said 10 minutes drawing perspective for 2 weeks. It was also really nice that Sam put a time frame for the goal, because I do feel like it's very overwhelming to try and say like, next year I'm going to set aside 10 minutes to draw perspective every day. And then it's like, if you miss one day, it's like, oh, I feel like a failure. Just having that goal for 2 weeks. And then it's like, if you end up falling off for a little bit, if you add up the time overall, if it added up to 2 weeks, then you did it for 2 weeks. And so that feels way more doable. Sam also had mentioned you should draw what scares you. Landscape not so much now, but perspective for sure scares me. And like I've done perspective type drawing before, like I have like the very basic fundamentals of perspective, but the type of art that I want to do is very landscape, like environmental design heavy. That's something that I'm not super versed in. Digital rendering for me is still kind of hard. It's crazy. I've been doing digital art for quite a few years now, but I still mentally consider myself not very good at digital art, especially when it comes to rendering and like digital painting. That's definitely something I would also want to get better at. Like, oh my God, Sam, not to only talk about Sam Does Arts, but his rendering style in art is so beautiful. I have so many artist inspirations, so many like, it's one of those instances where I pronounce it a certain way in my head, and I don't know if that's actually how you pronounce it out loud, but Jocelyn Carmez, his artwork is absolutely stunning. Also, Carls Dalmau, at least that's how I pronounce it in my head. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Just the sheer amount of detail and like storytelling in their artwork, in Sam's, in Jocelyn's, in Carl's. It's what I strive for, and that is what I would really like to do. I have a couple of pieces. I'm specifically thinking of one that I did semi recently where I kind of tried to do that and it just fell kind of flat for me, and I don't know why. Like I just like I reached a certain point on that piece that I was just like, I just can't, like I don't know what else to do. I don't know what more to do. Kind of following into that same path is I would like to finish one relatively big art piece a month. I think I'm specifically thinking of like digital art pieces because I'm still not super confident when it comes to digital rendering with art. I'd like to try and challenge myself to come out with actual finished rendered pieces because I do start and like not finish drawings. Those are my art goals for 2026. I hope you guys had a good New Year's Eve. I know this year already is starting off kind of on a rocky foot in terms of just the overall yeah, but anyways, I hope despite all of that, we can move forward and reach our artistic goals this year. Definitely, if you want, let me know what your art goals are for this year and give this video a thumbs up, I guess. Okay, bye.